Buckle up, cowboys, cowgirls, and cow NBs. I don't know. Because today we're talking about autism. Specifically, my autism and how I accommodate myself in daily life. I made a handy little list on a sheet that I was going to make into stickers, but didn't work out. And I'm making this mainly as just like a showcase of what helps me, but also with the hopes that it can possibly help some other people that are struggling with accommodating themselves. So I got my list pulled up, and the first item on it is probably going to seem really small to a lot of people, but dishwashing gloves. So one of my daily chores that I don't actually do daily is doing the dishes. And when I tell you I used to hate it. I used to hate it. And I didn't really realize why at first. I thought it was just like chore equals bad, so I don't like doing it. But when I got dishwashing gloves, I realized that yeah, it's pretty much all the texture of the rotten, mushy food. Like just plunging my hands into the disgusting water with all the half-eaten cereal is just mm-mm. So yeah, dishwashing gloves, however small it may seem, it's improved my dishwashing experience so much. The second one is definitely a much larger seeming one. Giving myself time to decompress after a long day, whether that's at school or just going out, going to the mall even. Because the mall has got cool stuff, but it is sensory hell. The lights, the sounds, the smell of people who don't shower, even like good smells, like the food court, if it's on top of everything else, it's just way too much. So just like letting myself take some time after school, not pressuring myself to do my stuff, like my chores right away. Like I still eventually do them, but not forcing myself to do them the second I walk in the door has really helped. And kind of building off of that, number three is asking my parents or other people to give me plenty of notice before they ask me to do a task. My mom's pretty good about it. She'll tell me like usually the day before I need to do something like, hey, make sure you clean the bathroom tomorrow. My dad is getting better at it, but yeah, autistic people like autistic inertia and all that, we struggle with like transitions from one task to another. Giving myself time to just mentally prepare myself, as stupid as that sounds, has also helped. And building off of the one before the last one, where I was saying just decompress after I get home, is when I get home, just taking a stim break. I don't know what to call it. But like I'll just get home, I'll go downstairs to my room, and depending on whether I need to lay there like a log or move as much as I possibly can, it's usually the first one. So one day I could just need to collapse onto my bed and lay there for like 15 minutes or so, which is actually a relatively short amount of time. I'm sure other autistic people need to rest for much longer amounts of time. But yeah, other days I could just need to move as much as I possibly could. I'll like jump around, I'll flap my hands, I'll like kick my legs. Like one of my favorite stunts is just going like that. Oh, mini pop there. That happens all the time. I'll do that one in public a lot too because it's a lot more socially acceptable than going like this, which is my favorite. And this next one, these are all building off of each other. Kind of goes with the last one too. It's kind of similar to some people call it a blank mask. I'm trying to mask less, but for me, this is as far as I'm willing to go, the blank mask. This is so hard to explain without it sounding depressing. It's basically like not lowering my autistic traits while heightening my neurotypical ones. So I just kind of like am right here when my usual, like, my actual self is down here and my very fake self is up here. I'll try and be like in the middle. Obviously, I'm not advocating for masking. I'm just saying this is what works for me to feel a lot less burnt out at the end of the day. I hope I explained that well enough so you know what the hell I'm talking about. This next one I'm usually pretty sneaky about. It's using discreet fidget toys when I'm out in public. So like I've got some examples. So here's an example. You cannot see that. This is like a little, it's embarrassing, but it's a unicorn. I got it in like, I think a 10 pack on Amazon. It also had some caterpillars, but I don't like the caterpillars that much. And also they don't link like the unicorns do. So yeah, you can just, it's like a tactile stem. I just kind of roll it in my hands. I can just like squish it, squeeze it. I'm actually gonna keep this with me. This is helping me focus. The next one is Broken the Streak. It doesn't build off of the last one. Sending timers and reminders for myself. And this doesn't always have to be on my phone. I actually recently bought sticky notes that have like today written at the top and a bunch of lines and circles for like you to write stuff down and then check off the dots. It's like a to-do list because my memory is not good. especially when it comes to like little stuff and even big stuff that my brain deems little, like homework or chores, which I guess is still subjectively little stuff. We're in the home stretch. We've only got a few more. Advocating for myself. This is another big one. At my school, there is a cell phone ban, which just took place this year, which is a whole other can of worms. And I don't feel like getting into it right now because I'm gonna start ranting and screaming at the camera because I'm so mad about it. But anyway, with phones goes headphones. You know, the things that block out noise and keep me from being extremely overwhelmed and crying. Yeah, these are banned. And I've asked about them. I've asked if I could like use them as an accommodation, not even listen to music with them, which I wouldn't even be able to listen to music with them because my phone is in my locker, which is often like a long ways away, so my headphones don't even connect to it. But another can of worms, separate can of worms. But they won't let me use my headphones because reasons. But they do let me use earplugs, which I hate and they hurt my ears and I'm afraid I'm gonna get an ear infection and they make me feel like I'm underwater, but they're still better than nothing. So I guess at the end of the day, it comes down to would I rather have a meltdown or a shutdown or feel like I'm underwater? And underwater wins. Sucks to have to make that choice though. Because, like, with earplugs, you have to, like, take them out of the case, roll them between your fingers, shove them in your ears, and hope they don't puncture your eardrum, which I know they probably won't, but I'm afraid of that. I've got a lot of irrational fears. Wait for them to expand and then feel like you're underwater, which I keep talking about because it's true. It does block out a lot of sound, I'll give them that, but it makes everything so muddy and murky. I've been recording for 20 minutes. Oh my god, my voice hurts. And I'm not going to end on a cliche one, so I'm going to make the cliche one the second to last and make the end one a really helpful one. So the second to last one, I forgot what number we were even on, is like I said, cliche, but being patient with myself, which it sounds really stupid and tacky, but it really does wonders. And it's really hard to do at first, and I don't know how to unpack how to do it in this few-minute long video. If you have like a therapist or anything, I really recommend talking to them about that. But yeah, if you're having a really bad day, if you're overstimulated, just it won't solve the problem to say it's okay that I'm feeling this way, but it will make you feel less guilty about it. That's my experience anyway. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Okay, so the last one, and I'm glad it's the last one because I'm so tired. Engaging with special interests. For me, that usually looks like sitting down on the couch, usually crisscross applesauce, and watching South Park and rocking and flapping my hands while watching it. It can also mean listening to documentaries about bats, which I love bats. I could make a whole video about bats. I probably will at some point too. Same with South Park. Those are my big two, South Park and bats. But yeah, just allowing yourself to engage with media or animals or whatever that you really like or is a special interest or even hyperfixation. It gives you the happy brain chemicals, the good brain chemicals. So yeah, to recap, I don't remember everything I said, so I'm gonna write a list here. Um, and that's all I got. So yeah, I've been recording for almost 25 minutes now, so I'm gonna end it here and start the few hour long process of editing because I always keep getting distracted and I pause so much in my videos. So yeah, I hope this video was a little more specific than just take care of yourself. And I still don't have an outro. I'm gonna get on that. But yeah, bye.